Good evening. So as I talked about earlier in the season, I hopped on with the Piscifun team this year and started kind of exclusively running their reels in my boat. It was a very good year, as most years of fishing go. I think we ended the year with 72 muskies in the boat. I did not do as well numbers wise. I think I had around 32 or 33 of those muskies, which is good because that means that people who were with me were catching fish. And I think that the last fish I caught was actually in August. So the clients did well in September. Thank God they kind of saved me. And Yamo and Barry did really well with me in November. I'm not going to talk about October. Connor and I are not going to talk about October. It was not good. It was rough, and my dad lost a really nice fish at the very end. That makes me sad. Maybe I'll include a clip of that one here. So yeah. Anyway, it was a great year running the Piscifun Reels. This is the 400, the Alios 400. Great reels. I think that through running them, I think one of the bigger problems that showcased was the thumb bar. There were some issues with the depression of that, which I think that moving forward, they're very aware of and are fixing or have fixed already. So again, if any of yours had issues with that, just contact customer service and they'll get you squared away. But that's no secret. And overall, I think probably the thing with these reels that I was most impressed about is the drag. Like, I have never had a reel that just stops, just straight up stops when you set the hook. There's no give, there's no nonsense. It is just you to the line, to the leader, to the lure, to the hooks, to the fish. Like, it is a 100% straight connection to that animal. And I've used several different reels and I've never had the stoppage power like these provide. So if you're interested in that, definitely try one of these out. The 400s overall just did really well. I used the high gear stuff primarily for rubber and jerk baits and bigger twitches. I used the middle gear ratio, which I think is the lowest that they offer. I don't think that they offer a lower one than the 611. So that reel I used primarily for bucktails all season. Again, performed excellent. Used it in Canada, Lake of the Woods, all of the things. And it just did wonderfully up there. Just again, having that stoppage power in the figure eight is awesome because it is just you to the fish, and every ounce of force that you generate goes into that fish's face, which is exactly what you want. So I'll probably, as I've been chatting, included some clips of these reels doing the work, doing the things that they're supposed to do, which is why I really like them. Also, the 400s were not the only reel that I used this year. Again, the 300s, I've used those a bunch. Taylor Flannery uses them a bunch too and has nothing but glowing reviews of the 300s, which is great. Honestly, I might use the 300s more next year than I did this year just because I think sometimes I don't need the horsepower of the 400 for some of the applications that I use it for. Which is cool because, like, again, if you can reduce the weight, get the same performance, and then reduce your fatigue, your time on the water is extended and your focus is amplified in that time. And the longer that your head is in the game and the longer that you're focused because you're not tired, the more valuable and the more worth you're getting out of that time on the water, which is the whole point of why we're out there anyways. So the 300s were awesome once again. I've had the one, I think my first 300, I think that was year 3 on that one. And to be completely honest, I've been lazy. I haven't serviced it. I haven't done anything to it, and it still is performing great, which is honestly a total compliment to the guys running the Piscifun program, or the Piscifun program. It's just, those 300s are awesome. And speaking of reels that just continue to put out fish and take the abuse. The Piscifun Chaos 4000s that I have, I don't have them with me now. They're still on my live bait rods. So I'll just splice in some clips and as I'm chatting about them. But those things have been awesome. I think the one that I use for live bait, I think this is year 4 of that reel, the first Chaos one that I have, the 4000. And we got 2 really nice fish on it in the Northwoods. I primarily use it for live bait. The only thing that is wrong with it after 4 years and not servicing it and just absolutely abusing that reel that I can think of, is just the clicker sounds a little funny when the line comes out. That's it. Like, I mean, the thing has just been bulletproof since day one, and it has caught some of my biggest Northwoods fish. And this was before I even started, using Piscifun Reels exclusively and working with Jason and those guys there. So just an incredible reel. The Torrent, it's kind of like the 250 size bass reel that they have. I use it primarily for my downside stuff. I haven't used it a ton this year. I had clients use it a little bit this fall. One of the younger kids that I had in my boat used it for most of the day. No issues at all. I really like that reel a lot for the downside stuff, for pike, for using it for bass up north, rattle traps in the spring. It's a really great reel. I will probably be picking up 1 or 2 more of those for the coming year, as I'm looking to guide more in the Northwoods in the coming summer for everything from musky to pike to bass. I'm hoping to expand my range a little bit there, but those reels will be critical. They're super easy to pick up. The value in those Torrents is legitimately insane. For a $40 reel, what you're getting from that thing is just bananas. Like, I'd wished I had known about these reels in when I wish these reels existed when I was in high school, because the amount of money I would have saved and the amount of gear that I would not have gone through if I had these reels would have just been, it would have been insane. And then the Carbon X, I got one of the Carbon X's for my finesse rods for bass fishing. I don't really have any footage of that one, but I used it a bunch in the Northwoods bass fishing with Willow. Maybe I can put in some pictures of that. And the Viper as well. The Viper I've used the last 3 years ice fishing. That thing is just, it is insane how good of a reel that is for the price point. Again, you're talking like, if the reel's on sale, you can get it for like 26 or 28 bucks, and the drag system on that thing is bananas for that price point. Again, I think about a lot of the students that I've had and the younger kids that I've had in the boat that don't have a ton of money to spend, but like, these guys offer a price point where these kids or people without a ton of money can get into the sport at a reasonable price point and just absolutely crush fish on quality gear. So it makes it really easy to talk about this stuff and talk about how successful it is, and know that, like, I'm not even the one that it's going to help most. It's going to be that, like, if people trust what I have to say about them, then they're going to go seek those products out and be able to catch more fish at a more affordable price point. And I think that that's just a really cool thing, because amplifying and exposing more people to the sport and getting more people on the water, if anyone is opposed to that, they need to reevaluate why they started fishing in the first place, in my opinion. But I digress there. Overall, this year, these reels have performed better than I expected, and some of the reels, like, definitely, like the 300s, I think definitely using them more probably exceeded my expectations more than some of the others. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast, and like, I would not have expected that. Like, the fact that the 300 is such a good reel for that price point, for muskies, for like inshore, I mean, there's so many things that you can do with those 300s. It's nuts. And I think that picking up, like, again, on a sale, you could pick up one of those 300s for, I don't know, 75 bucks probably, And the fact that that 300 size reel is so reliable and so like bulletproof at that price point, it just opens a whole new avenue for anglers that may not be able to get into musky fishing, because I think everyone knows that musky fishing very generally is expensive, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast with big gear, big fish, big lures. You kind of just have to be able to navigate those waters. But if you can allow more people exposure and entry into the sport at a lower price point, I think that those are just great things. And hopefully I've been able to splice in enough of the catches and kind of showcase what these reels were capable of through the summer months and how they've performed for me. Like I said, the biggest thing is I would have never started even considering working with these guys had their reels not been performing incredibly well for me in the first place, because I'm not going to put my, I'm not going to put my neck out there for something that I don't use or believe in 100% out of the gate anyways. So anyway, thank you to Jason and the Piscifun team for making an awesome reel that I look forward to using in the future, and that I can rely on to have my clients catch fish, that I can have my family use to catch fish, that I can have my friends use to catch fish, and I don't have to worry about any nonsense with it. They just get the job done. So hopefully you all found this video helpful in terms of kind of my year in review of the Piscifuns. I've enjoyed using them, and I hope that if you guys are needing a new musky reel, you take a chance on them, and hopefully they treat you as well as they've treated me. Anyway, good luck in 25. I really hope that you guys have an awesome year. If you haven't yet, it would be very much appreciated if you'd consider subscribing. And with that said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.